On behalf of the Lee County Sheriff's Office, I want to thank everyone for joining us live today in the school board chambers and everybody who's watching us on the school district's YouTube channel right now. This is our Do the Right Thing ceremony for March of 2022, and we have some exciting stories that we're going to share with everyone today. So we'll get to that in just a minute. First, let's stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. Today that's going to be led by Mario Monti.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Thank you, Mario. I'd like to begin today's ceremony by acknowledging the School Board of Lee County, Chairperson Debbie Jordan, representing District 4, Vice Chairperson Mary Fisher, representing District 1, Betsy Vaughn, who's with us today, representing District 6, Melissa Giovanelli, representing District 2, Chris Patrica, representing District 3, Gwinnetta Gittins, representing District 5, and Kathleen Morgan, representing District 7. Also, Dr. Ken Savage, who is the acting superintendent of our schools. We appreciate all you do for our Do the Right Thing program. Let's have a round of applause for the school board and Dr. Savage. Representing Sheriff Barcino and assisting us today with certificates and trophies is Lieutenant Donnie Fuel. He is a lot of times in the back room. He is making these broadcasts happen and the live YouTube channel and everything that you see live in here. This is going to be his last ceremony because he's retiring from the Lee County Sheriff's Office in about a week and a half. April Fool's Day, actually. Lieutenant Fuel has been instrumental in our Do the Right Thing program for 18 years. Working, again, behind the scenes, but today we told him that we're going to put him up front because he deserves it. And we also want to recognize you with a plaque for your 18 years of service. Lieutenant Donnie Fuel, everyone. I'll take that back for now. Now, our personnel in the white shirts that you see assisting us today are members of our civilian support unit. And again, we couldn't put on these ceremonies without their help. They organize everything, get everything in place where it needs to be, and they just make these flow as smoothly as possible. So let's have a round of applause for our civilian support unit. Also, Beth Shell, Tiffany Wood, and Heather Turco with the Sheriff's Office, and Dave Alexander and Emily Emmerich with the Lee County School District, again helping us with today's broadcast. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, speaking of the broadcast, if you look at the bottom of your program today, you'll see the YouTube address on it, youtube.com/LeeSchoolsTV. Now, those of you who are here today can actually go home and watch today's ceremony anytime you'd like on the school board's YouTube channel, so that you can watch anytime, day or night, and best of all, it's free of charge. We're also delighted today to be joined by Betsy Vaughn, again with the Lee County School Board. She represents District 6, and we're so happy to have her today. Let's have a round of applause for school board member Betsy Vaughn.
Thank you, and it's my pleasure to be here. This is such a great ceremony, and I'm going to first give congratulations to all of you parents and grandparents and relatives and friends and guardians and all of you that have had, well, even brothers and sisters, if the sibling's been a good influence, that is. So all of you that have had a part in the lives of these young people, kudos to you. And of course, we will be giving individual congratulations to all of them. Can't wait to hear their stories. So without further ado, let's get on with the show.
Thank you, Betsy Vaughn. I also want to mention that the Lee County, the Do the Right Thing program is also supported by tax dollars. We don't use tax dollars. In fact, we are supported by local businesses, organizations, and community groups. Now, our principal sponsors for the Do the Right Thing program are Lee County Electric Cooperative, Alliance Financial Group, and Henderson Franklin Starnes and Holt, PA. Without their generosity, we would not be able to do what we're doing today and honor these great students behind me. So let's hear it for the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Alliance Financial Group, and Henderson Franklin Starnes and Holt. And again, as Ms. Vaughn stated, we're here to honor some outstanding students who are really making a difference at their schools. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first award winner today is Sarah Sylvester. Let's have a round of applause for Sarah Sylvester. Come on up, Sarah. Sarah attends Buckingham Exceptional Student Center. Her principal is Dr. Vicki Gohagan Mosley, and school resource officer is Deputy Matt Grant. Smile for the picture. And with those with Sarah today, please come up and we will share Sarah's story. Support staff member Floria Bell writes, Sarah Sylvester is a very helpful student who is always willing to help others. She encourages her classmates to try new things, is a great listener, and is very patient with others. Sarah shares her gifts and talents, which include singing and dancing. With everyone, by the way. Sarah is the first person to greet classroom visitors and recently served as our School Volunteer of the Year presenter. Sarah has such a positive impact on our school culture and is deserving of the Do the Right Thing Award. Sarah, we couldn't agree more. Thank you for encouraging your classmates and being such a positive person. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Abigail Charles. Let's have a round of applause for Abigail Charles. Abigail attends Lehigh Elementary. Her principal is Jackson Morgan, and school resource officer is Deputy Shane Nelson. And those with Abigail can please come forward. We'll share her story. Abigail is a first grader at Lehigh Elementary. Teacher Christy Sonato writes, Abigail is a very sweet and polite girl. She's very respectful and always follows directions. Abigail enjoys being there for her friends. If there's ever a time when I'm in need of a classroom help, I know Abigail will lead by example. If I have a substitute teacher, I'll let them know that Abby will help them. Abby listens when I am teaching a lesson and gets good grades. I think Abigail should be honored because I can always count on her to make good choices. Abigail, thank you for leading by example. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Leah Rivera. Let's have a round of applause for Leah Rivera. Leah attends Lehigh Elementary and is in the first grade. And those with Leah can please come forward. Teacher Christy Sonato writes, Anna Leah is very respectful. She always follows directions and helps her peers do the same. Anna Leah is always happy and makes her friends happy as well. If I'm absent, I can always count on Anna Leah to help the teacher. Anna Leah does very well in my class and gets great grades. I think Anna Leah should be honored because you can always count on her to do the right thing. Anna Leah, thanks for helping everyone and being so kind and respectful. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Abraham Rodriguez. Let's have a round of applause for Abraham Rodriguez. Abraham attends Lehigh Elementary and is also in the first grade. And those with Abraham can please come forward. This is the third nomination from teacher Christy Sonato. She writes, Abraham is very respectful, listens to directions, and never gives me a hard time. He's a very sweet boy who tries hard in class. Abraham is a quiet student, but he's always willing to be there for his friends. I know I can count on Abraham when I need to. I feel Abraham should be honored because he's always doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Abraham, thank you for being someone your teacher can count on and for always doing the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next, we're honoring two students together, Sonny Swarthout and Jackson Levor. Sonny and Jackson, please come up. In uniform today, that's nice. Sonny and Jackson attend Gateway Elementary School. Their principal is Cherry Gibson, and school resource officer is Deputy Damon Geiger. And will those with Sonny and Jackson please come forward? Sonny and Jackson are both second graders at Gateway Elementary. Teacher Ashley Dukes Lee writes, I feel Sonny and Jackson deserve the Do the Right Thing award for volunteering their time at Holidays Without Hunger. There they packaged bags of oatmeal with apples and sugar. This was very thoughtful and a good way to give back to the community by working with Meals of Hope. Sonny may be quiet, but she's come a long way this year, blossoming as a leader. Sonny is patient and very proactive in her school. Jackson is always willing to help others and be the friend that every peer needs. He always makes others feel that they are important, and he is there when they need him. Sonny and Jackson, volunteering to help others that are hungry is a very noble thing to do, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Janessa De Jesus. Let's have a round of applause for Janessa De Jesus. Janessa attends Gateway Elementary and is in kindergarten. Will those with Janessa please come forward? We'll share her story. Teacher Karen Facundo writes, Janessa is a student in my class, and she is very kind and caring towards others. She saw another student in class was struggling to learn his letters and sounds. Janessa went out and bought a dry erase handwriting book and brought it to school to give to the boy. Janessa also sat with him during center time and worked with him, showed him how to use the book, and practice his letters with him. Janessa is so thoughtful, and she is such a great example of do the right thing. I am very proud of her. Janessa, thank you for doing what you're doing to help this young boy learn his letters and sounds. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Ella Brott. Let's have a round of applause for Ella Brott. Ella attends Gateway Elementary and is in the 4th grade. And will those accompanying Ella please come up front? We'll hear her story. Deanna Martin writes, I'd like to nominate Ella Brott for the Do the Right Thing Award because she has a kind and gentle heart and always thinks of others before herself. The other day, a student took a Harry Potter book off the library shelf, and the other students didn't think he could read it. But Ella spoke up and said, I believe in you. The student was new to the class, and you could tell that meant a lot to him. Ella always brightens my day and her classmates' day with a smile and with kind words. She comes into my classroom every morning to get her computer so she can practice her math fluency. It's amazing to see her confidence in herself continue to grow. Ella, thanks for helping others and being that ray of sunshine. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Brighton Weiss. Let's have a round of applause for Brighton Weiss. Brighton attends Gateway Elementary, where she's in the 1st grade. And will those with Brighton please come forward? She said she was terrified. She's doing a great job. Teacher Taylor Reed writes, Brighton Weiss is so dedicated to helping the environment and keeping our campus clean that she picks up trash and litter anytime she leaves the classroom. When we walk and run laps at PE, Brighton is always on the lookout for litter. She gathers as much as she can and makes sure to throw it in the trash cans. When she's walking to and from specials, I hear her reminding her classmates to look for trash to clean up. Brighton is so inspiring that many students in her class have joined her on this mission and request gloves and bags so they can assist her in finding trash. She's a leader in class and is always spreading awareness on the importance of not littering and the importance of sanitizing your hands after picking things up. Brighton, thanks for keeping your campus clean and for inspiring others to do so as well. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up, we're honoring 2 students together. Let's bring up Adrian Quintero Hatem and his sister Camila Quintero Hatem. Let's have a round of applause for Adrian and Camila. Adrian and Camila attend Lee Virtual School. Their principal is Dr. Martha Iovine. And those with Adrian and Camila can please come forward. Teacher Heather Riley writes, both Adrian and Camila deserve to be recognized for the Do the Right Thing program because they go above and beyond every day exhibiting positive behavior and efforts. Not only do they demonstrate responsibility by completing their daily assignments and following the rules, they also act as our school ambassadors. Adrian and Camila assist new students and their teachers in understanding the different programs at Lee Virtual School by attending different training sessions such as the First Day Symposium and iReady Navigation. They're positive role models for our school and their peers and deserve to be recognized for their great character. Adrian and Camila, thank you for all that you do for your school and the community. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Spencer White. Let's have a round of applause for Spencer White. Spencer attends Lee Virtual School and is in the 3rd grade. And those with Spencer can please come forward. Teacher Heather Riley writes, Spencer joined our book battle club, which is a part of the Sunshine State Young Readers Award Program. It's a statewide reading motivational program for students in grades 3 through 8. The purpose of the program is to encourage students to read independently for pleasure and to read books that are on, above, and below their reading level in order to improve their fluency. There are a total of 15 books, and students are asked to read at least 3. Spencer has read all 15 books and created comprehension questions to accompany each book. Spencer has gone above and beyond inspiring others in the club to do the same. Spencer, keep up the great work by continuing to read lots of books. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Eddie Gore. Let's have a round of applause for Eddie Gore. Eddie attends Varsity Lakes Middle School. His principal is Dr. Scott Lemaster, and school resource officer is Deputy Robert Rabbit. And those with Eddie can please come forward and we'll share his story. Eddie is a 7th grader at Varsity Lakes Middle School. His principal, Dr. Lemaster, writes, Eddie is seen as a leader on and off the court. Recently, Eddie came to administration to report a very serious situation that would have endangered another student. Eddie's actions allowed us to act immediately and keep students and teachers safe. Recently, we had a situation in which a student was sick. The student pushed her emergency button, which activates a signal that alerts personnel to the event. As students saw this, they began to gather. As I was moving quickly to the situation, I noticed one student emerge to keep the others back. It was Eddie creating safe pathways so administration could get to where they needed to go. Eddie has also made a conscious effort to improve his grades this year, and I'm very proud of him for this. I mentioned on and off the court, Eddie is a great athlete. A team will go as far as Eddie goes. He is that good. Eddie was part of an undefeated regular season basketball team this year at Varsity Lakes Middle, and not one time did I see him show others up. In fact, when things didn't go his way or the team's way, Eddie would just play that much harder, and his teammates fed off of his actions. Eddie would just play that much harder for his team. We're so proud of Eddie and think he has definitely displayed multiple examples of doing the right thing daily. Eddie, thank you for your leadership on and off the court. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Reed Spicker is next. Let's have a round of applause for Reed Spicker. Reed attends Varsity Lakes Middle School, where he is in the 8th grade. And will those with Reed please come forward? Reed's principal, Dr. Lemaster, writes, Reed is in the top 1 to 2% in everything he does. Sometimes students like Reed get overlooked because they do the right things daily and may get taken for granted. Early on, we felt we needed to make some changes at Varsity Lakes Middle School. As was expected, some of the changes were met with non-compliance. I noticed early on that Reed was not only doing what we asked, but doing everything at very high levels. Reed is a very respected individual in our school, and others follow his lead. This was so important because the changes that we needed to make would lead to major positives throughout our school. On top of that, Reed has maintained a perfect 4.0 grade point average throughout the school year. He's a member of National Junior Honor Society and is a vital part of our very successful Varsity Lakes Middle School volleyball team. I think our bookkeeper, Shelby Vick, said it best when she said that Reed is always kind, always a gentleman, and is ready to help with any task. Reed does the right thing in so many different ways, and for this, we feel that he's a wonderful candidate for the Do the Right Thing Award. Reed, thank you for leading by example and proving that leaders don't need to be loud, just respected. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Rodolfo Pacina Lerma. Let's have a round of applause for Rodolfo Pacina Lerma. Rodolfo attends Sunshine Elementary. His principal is Aaron Brandow, and school resource officer is Deputy Rodolphus Hall. And will those with Rodolfo please come up front? Teacher Lori O'Hara writes, Rodolfo always shows pride in his team and classroom. At the end of every day, students are told to clean up the area around their desk. Rodolfo will do this, but will also clean up areas of the room that no one else seems to get to. He has become my official pencil picker-upper, gathering the pencils that somehow always seem to magically end up on the floor at the end of the day. Rodolfo looks all over the room, making sure to get all the books and papers cleaned up, and is a big help in keeping our classroom clean. I've also been very impressed by Rodolfo's integrity. Many of my students are very interested in Pokemon. Rodolfo found some cards in his desk and turned them into me, saying that they weren't his. Now, I'm sure he would have liked to have kept those extra cards, but they weren't his, and he was honest enough to know that he shouldn't keep them. Rodolfo, thank you for your honesty and integrity and keeping your classroom clean. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Zoe Estrada is next. Let's have a round of applause for Zoe Estrada. Zoe attends Sunshine Elementary and is in the 4th grade. And those with Zoe can please come forward and we will share her story. Teacher Lori O'Hara writes, Zoe cheers on and encourages her classmates. When they do well on a test or activity, she congratulates them. When a student posted in a Google Classroom that he wasn't happy with the grade he received, Zoe posted right back telling him that it was okay and that he'd have a chance to do better at another time. I'm not the only one that has noticed this positive influence. When we've had class meetings to discuss what we want to see in our classroom, Zoe's name is usually brought up by her classmates as an example of someone doing the right thing. Zoe, great job. Thank you for always encouraging your classmates. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Michaela Jean. Let's have a round of applause for Michaela Jean. Michaela attends Mirror Lakes Elementary. Her principal is Amy Boback, and school resource officer is Corporal Chad Heineman. Those with Michaela can please come forward. Michaela is a fifth grader at Mirror Lakes Elementary. Teacher Jessica Jones writes, Michaela encouraged a friend to come forward and report a negative situation. She gave the student support while the friend was relaying the situation to staff members and continued to encourage her even though the student was afraid of getting in trouble. Because of her kindness and support, the student was able to get the help they needed, and the situation was handled immediately. Since I've met Michaela last year, she's always helped friends in school. Michaela speaks positively about everyone. When she sees another student is down, she'll go out of her way to make them smile and feel better. If Michaela can't help them, she will find someone who can. Michaela is a pure joy to be around and puts a smile on my face every time I see her. Michaela, it sounds like you have the gift to make everyone smile. Keep it up. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Franzer Diaz is next. Let's have a round of applause for Franzer Diaz. Franzer attends Mirror Lakes Elementary, where he is in the first grade. And those with Franzer can please come up front. Teacher Kylie Boley writes, Franzer actively and consistently watches out for others throughout the school day. He is the first person to help someone when they fall down. If someone is having trouble carrying something, he will take it from them without even prompting and just give a helping hand. Franzer rinses out my coffee cup each day and moves our trash can for our custodian too. Franzer goes above and beyond on a regular basis. The best example I can give is one day when Franzer heard his classmate's sugar pump beeping and alerting him. The student did not hear it, but Franzer did, and so gently and kindly let him know that he needed to check his sugar level. It was extremely impressive that Franzer was so alert to someone else's needs to address them in such a gentle way. This is Franzer each day. Franzer, thank you for being alert enough to help your classmate and for being so kind and considerate to him. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Mario Monti is next. Let's have a round of applause for Mario Monti. Mario attends Harns Marsh Elementary. His principal is Cynthia Hernandez, and school resource officer is Deputy Christine Zumbrum. And those with Mario can please come forward. Boy, big group today. All right. Teacher Ginger Fassold writes, one day Mario came to me during art class and informed me he was worried about two of his classmates. Both of the students were going through emotional family issues. Mario was concerned because they were both saddened and affected by the issues they were facing. I spoke individually with the students he mentioned, and they both agreed to speak to the guidance counselor to discuss their feelings. Mario followed the see something, say something direction. He saw that his classmates were both struggling with their emotions and made sure they were able to talk to an adult about their issues. Mario is a constant role model at our school. It's obvious he makes a conscious effort to be gracious and considerate to everyone on a daily basis. I'm hoping Mario will have the opportunity to be one who is chosen to be recognized for the warm, caring young man that he is. Harns Marsh is truly honored to have Mario at our school. Mario, you certainly deserve this award. We're honored to be giving it to you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. And our final award today goes to Julian Echezarreta. Let's have a round of applause for Julian Echezarreta. Julian attends Bonita Springs Charter School. His principal is Carissa Carroll, and school resource officer is Deputy Chris Nebel. And will those with Julian please come forward? We'll share his story. Principal Carissa Carroll writes, Julian was in physical education class outdoors in our front courtyard. He happened to catch a glimpse through the side of the fence of an elderly female taking a very traumatic fall. The elderly female was trying to steady her footing when she fell off the curb directly onto the pavement and into the bus ramp of our parking lot. The victim was injured very badly. Julian quickly alerted his PE teacher, Coach DJ Peterson, of the incident, and our other coach, Kate Walter, who was also close to our electric gate. They sprang into action and called the school nurse and the school resource officer for assistance. The elderly woman needed emergency services and will recover, all because of Julian's swift action. We just do not know how long this sweet grandmother may have laid there without the assistance had Julian not seen the fall. As the school principal, once I arrived on scene, all was under control. I asked how we were alerted to this accident, and I was informed it was Julian. I went into the courtyard and up to Julian face to face and gave him a hug and told him how proud I was of him and that he may have saved her life. We are so proud to have a student like Julian who cared for a stranger in need. Oh snap, what a great gator. Julian, what a great story. And this one has a happy ending thanks to your quick thinking. Thank you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Again, remember to subscribe to the Lee County School District's YouTube channel, and you can watch, again, repeats of today's ceremony or any other Lee County School District Do the Right Thing ceremonies. For anyone who would like to participate, we're going to have a group photo of all the students up here as soon as we finish in just about 1 minute. And I want to thank everyone today for attending live and watching us, as well as for joining us on the school district's YouTube channel. Finally, let's give one big final standing ovation for our students.